Good morning. It's 7:04 on this Monday, May 12th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. A rainy Monday. We welcome you to our program. Well, it's raining where you are, but a little rain here is at the radio station this morning in Lebanon, Tennessee. We're happy to be on the air every Monday for Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main in Lebanon. Matt Bryson is the owner, but he has a couple of good people that we get to talk to on Mondays, and one of them is Ryan Cornwell, and he's in sales and right here with us today. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning.
And how was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. It was nice weather. Got to spend some time outside and hang out with the family. It was a good weekend.
All right, and I hope all the mothers had a happy Mother's Day. Not only the mothers, the whole family.
Yep, that's the case. They do.
You know what they say: if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we need to talk about Absolute Kubota, and you've been in sales there for a while, and seem to have a great knowledge of all that you have to sell, including the Kubota tractors.
Yeah. We've got them. Right now, we're kind of rolling that 0% for 84-month financing on our L Series tractors, and our MX Series is 0% for 60 months. And then we have great financing options on our larger ag tractors as well.
Well, the financing seems to have, just listening to whoever's been here to do the commercial for as long as you've been with us and kind of keeping up with it a little bit, some great financing, which probably means greater sales.
Oh, it does, for sure. I mean, that's one of the big driving factors to buy a new machine is like you got 0% financing on it. You know, you can use Kubota's money, leave your money invested, and get a great machine that'll do the work you need done around your property. Well,
tractors, anybody coming in for hay equipment now?
Yeah, it's about to fire up. We're getting in the next few weeks. You know, hay's growing, it's tall, it's been raining a lot, so we're getting ready for just about everybody to get started doing their first cuts here in the next few weeks. So we've got disc mowers in stock, ready to go, tedders, rakes, balers, you name it, we can get it.
Yeah. And, of course, as soon as the grass gets green and growing, it's time for those zero-turn mowers. And I think more and more people are going to that. The steering wheel is on a lawnmower. It's almost obsolete, isn't it?
It is, man, because even if you just have a small yard, just having a zero-turn, is going to make your experience a lot better. You're going to get it done faster. Your yard's going to look cleaner when you get finished. You're not going to have those big winding marks you have when you have to turn a traditional mower the whole time. And the zero turn is just really the big thing is going to be the time savings you're going to get from it.
Well, if you were really on the ball and smart and all that and needed a new mower, you probably got it in February or March. But
yeah,
you've still got them.
Oh yeah, we've still got them. We get new shipments in every week. We've got everything from if you're like a half-acre homeowner all the way up to guys mowing 10, 20 acres. We've got a mower that'll fit what you need.
Yeah, and really, Kubota has come a long way in the lawnmowers, but you also have the X-Mark, which is just almost out there by itself, from what I hear.
Yeah. So X-Mark and Kubotas are going to be both top-tier mowers. Both are going to use Kawasaki engines on them. Both are going to have great warranty options as well. But yeah, we sell X-Mark series Kubota mowers. You wouldn't make a bad choice picking one or the other. Each is going to have its pros in different areas that they shine, but they're both really good, solid units.
Well, we also talk about RTVs from time to time. You stocked up pretty well with them.
We are. Yeah, we've got a bunch of diesels on the lot. We've got some that have double benches, so you can haul around 4 or 5 people. We've got some that have full heat and air conditioning in a cab unit, hydraulic dump beds, and if you want to get up and go, we've got some gas units in stock as well.
Well, they are the RTV, a recreational terrain vehicle. They can be pure pleasure, they can be pure work, or just about anywhere in between.
They can, and we've got one for just about any kind of application you could need. Our most popular ones are obviously the diesels. They're really popular around the farm because they're just workhorses that'll go for thousands of hours and just keep trucking.
Well, we'll remind everybody that you are open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, mostly during daylight saving time. You're open from 8 a.m. to noon on Saturdays, and you can find out just about anything that you need to know, I would imagine. I haven't been there. I'm going to one of these days. Let's go to your website, www.absolutekubota.com. But a lot of information there,
right.
A good place to start. And, of course, you can always call 615-449-6171, and if you're there, somebody's going to answer that phone.
That's right. We'll be there.
Well, we got about a minute. What else on your mind this morning, Ryan?
Well, so with hay season, kind of to think about that, we've got a really cool option for people who have, large acreage, want to get some hay mowing done. One thing that we have right now is we've got a couple of M6 tractors, which are really, really large ag tractors. You're talking 100 plus horsepower with a really heavy duty big frame. One thing Kubota is rolling on those is some lease options. Mm-hmm. So maybe you're not ready to purchase a big machine for your hay operation, but you wanted to do like a 2-3 year lease. That's another option you can have on these really big ag tractors that we have that most people may not be aware of. But it's a really cool program. So if you're interested in that, call us, let us know. We can kind of get you some lease option information on these big ag tractors.
And the last thing we probably haven't mentioned this morning, and don't maybe enough, but you do have a rental department. You can rent almost anything that you sell, I think.
Yeah, we can. And so we can rent. We've got excavators, skid steers, mini skids, all that in the rental department. And, if you want to buy some of the equipment that's been in the rental department, we can also sell that equipment, save you a little bit of money. So. Okay.
Well, Ryan, good to have you this morning. Stay dry. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Ryan Cornwell in sales at Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. We're 10 after the hour, and my guest this morning is here live in studio, and we want to welcome once again the one and only Uncle Pete.
Good morning, Wilson County and surrounding areas. This portion of your program today is being brought to you live and in Technicolor by yours truly, the one, the only, the ever now and then good looking. Good morning, Coleman.
Good morning. It's a marvelous Monday, a magnificent Monday, even though a little liquid sunshine coming.
Let me give that young man a testimonial. I have a Kubota 54-inch that I now use at my home, and I have an Exmark 6-foot deck that I use at the farm. Mm-hmm. It's a liquid cool, and I've had it right at 20 years. Runs like a top. The little Kubota I got, I've had it a couple years now, and he's right. What used to take me 2 hours to mow, I can mow in about 35, 40 minutes.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Go around things. At that zero turn, you can turn on a dime.
Yeah, there's so much difference in a steering wheel turning lawnmower and a zero turn.
Yeah,
you can't hardly believe it till you experience it.
Oh, it's like daylight and dark.
Yeah.
And then I've also got a Kubota tractor I've had now for 20 years, and people talk about that green tractor. It ain't got nothing on my big orange.
Oh, I tell you what, Matt Bryson will appreciate your testimony this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, and how was your weekend?
Busy.
Yeah.
I came in the truck stop yesterday at 10 o'clock, and they were a little busy. And I said, well, I'll get the bus cart and help y'all in a minute. I left at 12:30.
Yeah.
We never slowed down. One couple came in, and the girl got them seated and said, now, it'll be about 30 minutes for your order. Said, we're backed up. Well, we'll just go somewhere else. So they got up and left. Well, about 10 minutes, they come back in and said, we went to Demos. It's a 2.5 hour wait. We came by Shoney's, and they were out the front door. And I was standing there, and I said, you do know you lose your place in line. So the 30 minutes starts all over.
Well,
but I went around telling jokes. I had a good Mother's Day joke yesterday. I'd find a table with half a dozen women and 1 or 2 men, and I'd say, now, they did tell you about the Mother's Day special. Of course, every one of them would say, no. And I said, on Mother's Day, if you ladies don't get enough to eat, I'll double your plate and triple their price. They'll just cackle.
That's great.
That helps in the wait. If you go around passing coffee and joking with them and asking them how they are. And I got on the telephone 2 or 3 times, the intercom, and wished all the mothers Happy Mother's Day. And I would ask at a table, who's the mothers and who's the grandmother. And had one with a great-great-grandmother. And that's what country cooking's about. And I asked every one of them, I said, why did y'all choose us? I said, because you advertise you cook like my mama.
Yeah.
And it's a comfortable atmosphere here.
Yeah.
She said, if we go to some of the other big restaurants, it's like hurry up and get out. I need this table.
Yeah.
So I said, we won't never do that to you here.
Well, this has nothing to do with Mother's Day, but it did happen on Mother's Day weekend, and your daddy and I are probably pretty happy campers.
Oh, my dad, he called me twice yesterday, rubbed it right in. He said, might be our year. I said, I think you've told me that before. He said, hush, might be our year. And I hope Vanderbilt, it would. My dad's 98 years old, and that would be a really good gift for him.
Yeah. Well, they beat Tennessee 2 out of 3 this weekend. They're tied for 4th place now in the SEC, and one more weekend and the tournament comes up, the SEC tournament. But
yes.
I don't think there's any question they'll both get invited to the big dance.
They will.
Yeah.
They will be dancing together again.
Well, you're here to talk about veterans, and we're going to get to that, but we got to go to a break right now. Pete Norman IV is here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have premium brands, require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota's Elite Certified Service Department to schedule an appointment. 449-6171. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Over here in Hermitage, they're working an accident 40 westbound off-ramp at OHB. With this wet driving conditions out here this morning, please give yourself extra time. It's loading up with more volume, trying to get out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County on 24 westbound into Antioch. It's already slow, 65 north down in Spring Hill, where you come up from Murray County into Williamson County. Hey, when it's time to move, call True Friends Moving Company here in Middle Tennessee. Area code 615-240-2811. That's True Friends Moving Company. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Calling all Cumberland baseball fans, the Cumberland Phoenix baseball team are the champions of the Mid-South Conference and will now head to Kingsport, Tennessee for the opening round of the NAIA National Playoffs, where they'll compete against teams from Indiana, Missouri, Louisiana, and Tennessee for the chance to go to the World Series. Cumberland's first game is Monday, May 12th at 1:10 p.m. versus the Cougars of Columbia College in Missouri. Check the Cumberland website at gocumberlandathletics.com for game times throughout the tournament and listen to 98.3 FM or online at wantfm.com for all the action. Let's go, Phoenix!
The Farm Bureau Expo Center would like you to consider us for your next corporate outing. Our 79,000 square feet of adaptable event space offers unparalleled versatility right here in Wilson County. Trainings, luncheons, and meetings are just a few of the many types of events that we can accommodate throughout the week. For booking details, as well as upcoming events, visit farmbureauexpo.com or find us on Facebook at Farm Bureau Expo. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Farm Bureau Expo.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Uncle Pete is here, Haywood P. Norman IV, and we're ready to talk about veterans. What's going on?
Well, the biggest thing is last week we disassembled a pool table given to us by Jack Cato. They went to his office, took it all apart, and took the felt off of it, the bumpers off of it, and they actually found us a new set of bumpers that a guy gave us. This is a American Heritage oak engraved table, beautiful table that Jack gave us.
Where'd Jack get it?
Huh?
He bought it sometime in the distant
He bought
past.
it 25 years ago and paid a fortune for it then. The guy told me, said, if you ever want to sell it, he said, don't take anything under $7,500 for it.
Wow.
And I said, really? And he said, you can't buy them. He said, this table is he said, everything now is veneer. He said, this is solid wood. The legs, everything is solid.
Yeah.
And so we refelted it, and we've got it in the game room. We've got a bumper pool table coming. We've got a foosball that I got to pick up hopefully if it'll quit raining sometime this week. We're looking for a dartboard. If somebody's got in their den or downstairs or something and all your kids have moved away and nobody uses it, I need a nice, big, professional-style dartboard. We've got one television already that we're getting ready to mount that will have a gaming machine with it. I have no idea about that. My grandson is going to come and set all that up. So a couple people would be able to sit down in the couches on that and play Man of War or something on the big TV screen.
Yeah.
Then we've got another TV that'll be back in the other area. We got God love her, Dr. Mitchell, veterinarian, semi-retired, she said, brought me a old banjo. And she said, now I had a friend of mine go through this, and there was one of the keys was bad and all, and said he spent some time on it and fixed it all up. I don't play the banjo, but I understand you do. I said, no, ma'am, I don't. But I've always wanted to learn to play them, but I've been wanting one for our group because we've got several guitars, and I've got a young man that I'd nickname Mohawk. Now, Mohawk is a 3-tour veteran who had some pretty traumatic problems and is slowly coming out of all of that, and he plays with a group of guys. He's a drummer. Well, the other day he calls me and he said, Uncle Pete, everything you've done for me, said, I want a set of drums and I want to give them to you. And I said, don't you want to keep them? He said, I got a good set. He said, but this is a brand new set and I want to give them to you. So we've got a set of drums, we've got some guitars, we've got a banjo, we've got a fiddle or two, and we're building up a repertoire, and we've got a couple of people who are going to teach music. I've got a lady that's going to teach art.
Do you think you would have enough participation to actually have a band? I mean, and really,
this has been brought up several times, and well, my guy Mohawk and a couple of his guys are vets.
Yeah. So
they've already said, yeah, if we put something together, we would do that, and it would be the Wilson Vet Band.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the closer we get to being able to open, the more people are coming by and seeing what we've got. What we need right now is some more money and objects. We dearly need, if anybody's got a chairlift van and they'd like a nice tax write-off, I need one terribly. We have 5 women in our veteran women's home, and 2 of them go to the VA hospital on a regular basis. And the little PT Cruiser that we had laid down and died the other day on the way back from Nashville. Mm. So we're running them around. A gentleman in Mount Juliet at the foreign car sales and repair gave us a Jetta, a Volkswagen Jetta, and so that's what we're shuttling them with. But we need a van. Mm-hmm. We need a little, not a big van, a small van, because we got to go to Nashville or Murfreesboro. And we can give you a complete tax write-off on that. And so, if someone's got one and they're the person that was using it doesn't need it anymore, we'd love to have it.
Yeah. Well, it would certainly be for a worthy cause.
Yes.
A lot of people would benefit.
We had a lady out 70 towards Carthage that gave us a van 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and it had about 100,000 miles on it. When it died in the middle of the road at 500,000 miles. It was a Chevrolet van, and it had ramps, but we could get people in and out of it. We took the middle seat out.
Yeah.
And so we wear one out. It doesn't sit and just be pretty. I've got a big van that we can take several people in, but it's not practical to go to Nashville and stuff. It gets about 11 miles to the gallon, so it's not a good deal.
Yeah.
And we're going to eventually put it out at the farm. I'm going to, at some point, we will have 12 tiny houses on my farm out there for veterans, and this will be for homeless veterans from anywhere. And we're going to build us a little community out there for them. And my van is going to transfer out there, and that'll take them to and from the store and stuff like that, because 99% of them don't have a vehicle.
You're gonna need 12 little houses?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Tiny houses, 1 bedroom. We are looking at one design that could be a 2-bedroom, because some of them have wives. And they've lost everything.
Well, you were mentioning ladies, women before a little bit. I guess I hadn't thought that much about their participation, but you're planning what you've got over here in Hartman driving the bypass just as much for women as for men.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Women served.
Yeah.
Women served from World War I. Actually, women served from the Revolutionary War. One of them made the first flag. So women have always served, and we're there for them too. So we've got things in our plans for the center for the ladies. We've got an area for them where they can come and do art,
Yeah. Well, you're probably familiar with other places having something like what you're hoping to eventually get here, and I just was wondering, do the women participate as much? It's probably not as big a percentage, but
it depends on what you offer and where it's at. The ones in Nashville, most of them are downtown, and they have more to do with a place to stay and eat, and so they don't. You get into the rural communities, and the American Legion, VFW Post, and stuff. They have a pretty good group of women that participate.
All right, we got about 3 minutes here. You're needing money, you're needing participation, you're needing really to get the ball going here.
Yes, sir. We now have a website that's up and running. It's www.Wilson Veteran Center, and you can go to that. We will have some posters that will be out pretty soon that will have a QR code on it, so you can just point your phone at it and push the button, and it'll take you to our website. You can get a hold of me at 615-804-4404. That's now the veteran number. You can come by the Uncle Pete's, even if I'm not there, and leave or do anything. I had a lady bring me an armload of clothes. Her husband died. He was a veteran, and I've already given them all away.
Wow.
And so we take most everything. We don't take furniture. We're not going to take furniture unless it's something really nice that we can use in the center. One lady, we have a psych room, and one lady gave us a beautiful couch. She said, I heard you talk about it, and every psychiatric department needs a couch. So we've got it in there, and first thing I did was lay down, put the pillow under me. I said, it's perfect. She just laughed. She said, would you like to talk about anything? And I said, nope.
No.
But, there's a lot of people out there, good people, that have helped us so far. And I need some more people to step up and help us. We need about another $50,000 to finish everything we're doing and be ready for a grand opening. And we have been frugal with our money. There's only one person being paid, and that's my maintenance guy.
Yeah.
That's it. Everybody else is volunteering. Me or Les or one of them mow the grass. We do our own painting. I got a kid that's needing points for his college. He's going to come and fold flags.
Oh.
Wilson Bank and Trust gave me 7 bags of flags. So we're having to sort them because you can't destroy nylon by fire anymore. You've got to separate them. So once we separate them, we're actually we're going to bury them. And I've got the monument guy is going to make me a little monument to go where we're going to bury them at, and we'll continue to bury them in this one area. And it says, "Here I lay, a retired flag. Can't be burned, so I'm buried."
Okay. Well, we're just about out of time here, but you need money, $50,000.
I need it desperately. I need a dartboard. I need some things to finish stuff up. Mm-hmm. The floors in that old fire hall were terrible, so we're flooring the entire truck side of the fire hall, and it's been slow and tedious because we're having to glue the board down and then put 800 pounds of weight on the board.
Yeah.
And then we're coming back with a tongue and groove floor on top of it that was given to us.
Good.
Guy gave us a truckload of mix and match. And we've been able to mix it and match it. So please think of the veterans, think of people in your family, and give. Give a little, give a lot, give till it hurts.
All right. Well, thanks, Pete, for being with us. We'll check you next time, whenever that is. Thank you so much. Part 1 of Coleman and Company. We've got more. Please keep it right here, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford. And they've got that regular oil change, $39.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, $17.80, Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still heavy traffic trying to get out of Wilson County right now. It really started to load up there a few minutes ago as you come through Mount Juliet, headed on into Hermitage, just about through with that wreck on OHB right when you come off I-40 there in Hermitage, loading up 65 southbound here at Trinity Lane. Hey, when you need dependable towing in Middle Tennessee, no matter if it's a car or a truck, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, or save up to $1,000. Now through January 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main, Lebanon.
Mount Juliet Plumbing is the company to call it. Mount Juliet Plumbing, we can fix it all. If you have a plumbing problem and you're needing it solved, call Mount Juliet Plumbing today. We will fix it right, the Mount Juliet Plumbing way. We tackle all your plumbing problems. Call the singing plumber right now. Give us a call today over at Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection at 615-733-5665. Check out my music at edkellymusic.com.
Periods of rain will continue for today with a few thunderstorms possible. Afternoon highs will be in the lower to middle 70s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms for tonight, lows in the lower 60s, and then occasional showers continue on Tuesday, highs in the mid 70s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
We welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company here on a Monday morning. Gail Hallam is here as per usual and ready to talk about the Farm Bureau Expo Center. Gail is the Director of Marketing and Events. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And yesterday was Mother's Day. Was it okay?
It was okay. It was okay. I got to spend some time with my mom. Both my kids were out of town, so me and the pups hung out.
Well, good. What's happening at the Farm Bureau Expo Center?
Well, we just had Dax in the house there, and that was a new event for us. It was basically anything and everything about the printing and customization industry. So it was a true trade show, and they had about 2,000 people come through for that show. That was a first-time show. I was very pleased with their turnout, and they're already booked for the next 2 years on top of that. So excited about that.
Yeah. Well, I think it certainly indicates they were pleased to be there and want to come back. to me, that says a lot.
Very much so. It's always nice to hear the event planner when they're super pleased with the execution of their event and the facility and the service that we bring to the table. But at the same time, their vendors were very pleased with the building, and that means a lot also. Had a chance to chat with a couple people attending. A couple of people came out of Texas, and a couple came out of New Jersey, and those were the
Jersey.
Yeah, I can't quite do that, but it was, so that just gave you some idea of how far and wide they brought people from, because apparently this kind of show has not had well, it depends. Some people like to call us the South, and some people like to call us, we're East Coast. I'm like, I don't know which is right.
Well, we're a little far from the East Coast.
That's kind of what I think, but it just depends. Yeah. But it's interesting that their draw was from what I call our classic market. We do events that are nationwide. In other words, they travel all over the nation, but we also do events that are more regional. Mm-hmm. Well, this represented a nationwide event, and our draw on those, for attendees at least, is generally in a very specific area. It's part of our branding. You can see it in advertising material that we do. And so it stays true, and it has stayed true for the past 5 years.
Well, it sounds like you are really taking care of the people, doing your best to see that they get what they bought, give them a little more maybe than what they actually pay for, and they talk favorably about you. I mean, it seems like the sky's the limit as to where you're headed.
Well, it's really just about the way you probably should live your life, is, just doing the right thing and trying to go the extra mile. And when there are problems, approaching it with more of an attitude of let's see what we can do. We don't try not to make vain promises of, oh yeah, we can fix that. I never say that because I don't know that. But we do go out of our way to try to make them comfortable, feel like they really enjoy the facility and they appreciate the support that we offer them.
Well, not trying to just paint everything. You have challenges in all this, but sure. Really overall, you're making money there. You have accomplished a goal that I think you began. You don't want to slow down. You want to full speed ahead.
All right. So, I tend to reach for the sky. I like to take where I'm at, reach for the sky, and I'm going to fall somewhere in between probably. And that's okay. I'm okay with that because that's still forward progress. Mm-hmm. We do have some challenges. The sound system in the building has become an increasingly big challenge for us. And we are very close to having a solution to put in place. It will not be an inexpensive solution, but due to the fact that we've made extra money over the past 5 years, that money is basically sitting there for us to be able to invest into the building. And we're looking at things like, do we want to look at the idea of putting some more comfortable chairs in there for South Hall, because it does get used for a lot of banquets and so forth. The challenge is the storage of that, so we always have to look at that. And we just had to take a hard look at the finances because inflation we are not immune to that. Yeah. And our expenses have gone up dramatically, not by anything that we've done, just that it is what it is.
Everything's higher. Exactly.
Everybody's experiencing it. So this is not unique to us. We had to, with the blessing of the Ag Committee, we had to raise the rent on the expo. And just to give you an idea, I tried to stay very fair, very competitive in the market as far as venues that were similar to us. And the event planner that was just in the building this past weekend, I let him know that going forward, the rent was going to be different. We did have to implement a rent increase. And when I told him what it was, he's like, okay. Huh. So that tells me maybe I could have gone higher. I don't want to. I want it to be a value. But it also tells me that there's a true appreciation for what we bring to the table.
All right, we've come to the end of our time here. Gail, always good to see you. Have a great one, and do it again next Monday.
Sounds good.
All right. Gail Hellam, Director of Marketing and Events, Farm Bureau Expo Center. All right, it's the second Monday in the month, and the second half guest is right here with us this morning, and it's time to introduce the singing plumber, Mr. Ed Kelly, with Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. How have you been?
Oh, doing great. Shoot, I'm on top of the world. Vanderbilt beat Tennessee 2 out of 3 this weekend in baseball, and I was worried about that a little bit, so I'm happy.
Well, thank God.
So you might say, well, it don't take much to make you happy.
It's the little things,
My Red's not doing so good, but with Vanderbilt, that puts me on top of the world. How's it with you?
Oh, things are great. I think I think it's a good practice to just thank God for our blessings. It's easy to get caught up in things that don't go right for us sometimes. But I'm blessed, man, and I just thank God for all of my blessings and all of my challenges and all of the adventure, that I have in my life.
Well, I just sitting here thinking it was Mother's Day, and you and your wife have, is it 4 or 5 children?
5 kids. 5. Mm-hmm. And we went out. We all went out as a family yesterday and got dinner for Mother's Day, and I forgot my keys at the house, and
you got locked up.
My wife, I had the key, my wife's keys. She wanted them for some reason. I went into the restaurant first, and when we got done, there were no keys. So we called a locksmith, but then they wanted $100, and I said, well, why don't we call an Uber? So I got an Uber because it was $21, and just went back and got a second set of keys so we could get in. And
okay,
but that was a little bit of a fun ending to our Mother's Day, event. But
well, how's the plumbing?
Happy Mother's Day, moms.
Yeah, how's the plumbing business going?
It's going good. I think we can talk about that a little bit later. I think I want to try to implement a song in here real quick if we have time. It's called "There's the Door."
All right. Well, let's hear it. There's the door.
Hello, my love. It's been 13 long years of sweat, blood, and tears. I just found out there's another man who's been weighing on your mind. It makes me so mad and leaves me feeling sad. Don't sit well with me. I'd rather let you leave. If you really wanna go, there's the door. If you really wanna go, don't you come around here no more. I've got my pride, about anybody but me. I give up. I'm throwing in the towel with a lonesome howl. I throw up my hands. I don't love you anymore. You sure burned the bridge of our romance. Pack up your stuff. I wish you all the luck. If you really wanna go, there's the door. If you really want to go, don't you come around here no more. I've got my pride, I don't need a wife, thinking about anybody but me. Maybe I'll get me one of them supermodels and get to rub lotion all over her skin. Maybe I'll run off and marry a country singer, and we'll sing duets for our fans. If you really want to go, there's the door. If you really want to go, don't you come around here no more. I've got my pride, I don't need a wife, thinking about anybody but me. I've got my pride, I don't need a wife, thinking about anybody but me.
All right, and there we have the singing plumber, and that's called There's the Door.
There's the door,
There's the door. Well, it's about time for us to take a break. What else are we going to do this morning?
We're going to talk a little bit about plumbing, and I think we've got another song we're going to play.
Okay, all right, just to let me know. That's great. Well, a break right here, and more with Ed Kelly coming up here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. Premium brands require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota's Elite Certified Service Department to schedule an appointment. 449-6171. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A car went off the road out here in Dixon County. It's not causing a delay, but nonetheless, it did go off into the ditch there on 40 westbound before 840. The heaviest flow in that area is coming eastbound out of Dixon County towards Kingston Springs. It is slow. 65 north, working your way up through Spring Hill through that southern portion of Williamson County. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken has new items on the menu. Order online today. It's easy. Type in princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is in a new location, 1746 West Main in Lebanon, across from Sports Village. Gregory Dental Group offers cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs.
No insurance? No problem. Call about the discount plan. Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322.
We're the Mount Juliet Plumbers, and we're just a phone call away. We know if you're having a plumbing problem, it's not a good day. So give us a call right now, and we'll be on the way. 615-733-5665. Call 615-733-5665. Call the Singing Plumber right now, and I'll tackle all your plumbing problems. And check out my music at edkellymusic.com. It's the 615-733-5665.
Calling all Cumberland baseball fans. The Cumberland Phoenix baseball team are the champions of the Mid-South Conference and will now head to Kingsport, Tennessee for the opening round of the NAIA National Playoffs, where they'll compete against teams from Indiana, Missouri, Louisiana, and Tennessee for the chance to go to the World Series. Cumberland's first game is Monday, May 12th at 1:10 p.m. versus the Cougars of Columbia College in Missouri. Check the Cumberland website at gocumberlandathletics.com for game times throughout the tournament, and listen to 98.3 FM or online at wantfm.com for all the action. Let's go, Phoenix!
Coleman and Company this Monday. We're featuring Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection with Ed Kelly. Also, we want to talk about Ed Kelly Music, and you can find both of them on the internet, mountjulietplumber.com, edkellymusic.com, right?
Yep.
And we want to talk a little bit about plumbing now. And one of the things we are supposed to mention, I think, you like to not just say Mount Juliet Plumbing, but say Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection. That's the official title, and that's kind of your specialty, the leak detection.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, we found a leak for a guy earlier. Well, I'm trying to think if it was this month. I think it was late last month.
Okay.
And we fixed his leak, and then he had another leak in the slab. So then we had to fix that one. But
the two are not related?
They were on a hot water line.
Yeah.
But he had ended up having two leaks instead of one.
Yeah.
But we fixed the one, and then we found out he had another. So he was happy.
That's not necessarily good, but it's good.
Well, he was very happy to get that problem solved.
Yeah.
Of course, he wasn't happy that he had two leaks.
Yeah.
They've been putting PEX underneath these slab foundations, and I'm actually going to be building a house here in the near future myself, and I'm not going to run the PEX under the slab. I'm going to run it in the walls and through the ceiling and overhead, like a commercial building is run.
Yeah,
and that's how they ought to run it. But for some reason, they run it all up through the slab, and because it's flexible, but I think what happens when they're installing it, it gets bent and twisted a little bit sometimes, especially, and then they may not sleeve it right in the concrete.
Yeah.
And then over 10 or 15 years, the slab foundation, it kind of floats. It doesn't stay in one place. It moves. And so over that time period, it kind of causes that PEX to develop a little pinhole in it.
Is there, as far as leaks go, is there one particular cause that's the big cause of most leaks, or is it just such a big variety of causes?
Well, there's wear and tear, age, and then there's a lot of them are poor installation.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the repairs that we run into that are in the newer homes outside are because of bad installation. A lot of times they don't use, I would say, legitimate plumbers. They might hire a company, and then, who knows who they use. You don't know if you're getting a real plumber putting in your pipes,
Yeah.
But I'd say most of the repairs we get on the newer homes are bad installs.
Might point out, Ed, that you grew up in Texas, and you got a master plumber's license, I understand, in Texas.
Well, I've let that license go, but that doesn't negate.
Well, you qualified for it. And I'm saying you've had the training, the expertise to know a lot more because of.
Well, there's a lot of slabs in Texas. There's a lot more slabs in Texas than there are crawl spaces.
Yeah.
Here, we have a lot of crawl spaces over here in Tennessee here, but now they're doing a lot of slabs in the newer homes. So,
I take it from, if I get your drift here, you're not a big fan of slabs.
No, they're good because of the.
But of putting the plumbing through them, or however you.
Well, I don't think you should. I don't like that idea because, of just the cost to maintenance it. So, I would recommend having like one little area where you bring the water up through the slab, like a mechanical room type of thing, and then everything else is overhead instead of running everything through the slab, But they do that because it's a lot quicker and easier to run pipes under the ground and then just stub it up. They do that all before they pour the concrete.
Yeah.
So if they're going to do that, I would recommend them using a sleeve, let's say a bigger piece of PEX, to sleeve the pipe that they're using. So that's what I would recommend. But that's more money and more labor, and builders are cheap.
Okay.
So I've never met any customer that has dealt with the plumbing problem that likes their builder. Now that doesn't mean that the builder is bad, but they're all the builder gets kind of blamed for every single thing that happens wrong. Yeah. And some of it's material defects. Some of it is just the person that installed it. It's not necessarily the builder, but the builder. Every customer I meet that has a problem, this builder's awful. But that's not. There are some things that builders could do to make their product better, but if they would do some of the things I just recommended, I think it would eliminate a lot of these issues, 5, 10, 15 years down the road. Yeah. And it would give the life of some of these plumbing systems, the time that they normally have, 25, 30, 40 years. But
you were going to do another song, and I expect it's about time for us to do that.
Yeah, we're going to do another song. I've never played this song before. It's a Christian song. I write Christian music as well. And this one's called Praise Your Holy Name.
All my bills were paid. Everything seemed to be okay. From the outside looking in, I had a sweet little life, no worries on my mind. I had money to spend, but one thing I always noticed, I was never satisfied. Then one day Jesus came and he showed me a better way. Jesus, I love you for what you did that day. You are my Savior, you washed my sins away. The sacrifice that you made, I could never attempt to repay. All I can do is serve you and praise your holy name. Ever since that day, I can truly say I've been redeemed. I no longer hide the fears that were in my mind. I've been renewed. Oh Lord, you have shown me that your truth will prevail, and I know that with you I have victory. Jesus, I love you for what you did that day. You are my Savior, you washed my sins away. The sacrifice that you made, I could never attempt to repay. All I can do is serve you and praise your holy name. Jesus, I love you for what you did that day. You are my Savior, you washed my sins away. The sacrifice that you made, I could never attempt to repay. All I can do is serve you and praise your holy name. The sacrifice that you made, I could never attempt to repay. All I can do is serve you and praise your holy name.
All right, Ed Kelly, the singing plumber. What's the name of that?
Praise Your Holy Name.
Praise Your Holy Name. Oh, that's one of a religious nature. You do that. You do country.
Yeah, I've written a lot of music for God over the years, and I've written a lot of country songs as well. I try to keep them wholesome.
Yeah.
But I also try to be true and real. You know, the things that happen in life are real events, and just like if you read the Bible, there's real events that they don't sugarcoat nothing.
Right. We got 30 seconds here. Just, I guess, remind everybody again, if you want more of Ed's music, go to www.edkellymusic.com. If you want to know about his plumbing business, if you want to call a plumber, you can call him at 615-733-5665. And, of course, the website, www.mountjulietplumber.com. And I guess it's goodbye till next month.
All right, Coleman. You have a great month.
All right. We'll see you next time.
All righty. Bye-bye.
That's going to do it for a Monday. Join us tomorrow. Until then, I wish you a magnificent day.